Hi, I'm Sandra Rinomato, and this month in Realty Savvy, I would like to talk about how much you really spend. When purchasing real estate, you must consider all of the numbers before you jump in. I know that many buyers take what the bank or lender says they qualify for and use it all without really knowing whether or not they can carry it. I did that the very first time I bought a home. So you can learn from my mistake if you keep listening. The question is, what do you do? How do you perform due diligence? How will you know if you truly can afford that home or any home? Shouldn't my banker or financial planner know the answer to this question? There are a number of professionals out there who can do some number crunching on your behalf, and they generally rely on the numbers that you provide them with to do the work. The issue is, your numbers may be incorrect. The lender will look at how much you earn, your debt, and what your credit looks like. The missing ingredient here is how much you actually spend every month or every year. When asked that question, many people think about it for a moment or two and then think they have the answer. Chances are they're way off in their calculation. Unless you're the type of person who catalogs and categorizes each and every expenditure, the reality is you have no idea how much you spend, and therefore you have no idea how much you can afford to spend on your home purchase, car purchase, or any big-ticket item. The sorts of things that we forget to add in our expense calculations are surprisingly quite important to us, even though they manage to slip our mind when asked. I'm talking about things that enhance your quality of life or things that you pay in small amounts daily and forget to tabulate. In my experience, those items may include cable TV, internet charges, cell phone, gas, entertainment, gifts, vacations, memberships, commute expenses, car maintenance, all of those lattes you drink, books and magazines, credit card interest, bank fees, manicures and pedicures, salon charges, office supplies that are not covered by your employer. The list goes on and on. But the one thing we all forget to include in this calculation is savings. Recently, it's been noted that Canadians are outspending their income. We've been spending more than we bring in, according to the government, who, by the way, does the same thing and has a huge deficit. In the past, Canadians have been savers, and now the opposite is true. I've been there. I know how easy it is to turn a blind eye to justify the spending. I also know what a terrible ride that can become. If you're only $25 short every week, by the end of the year, you owe $1,300. That's $6,500 after 5 years, not including penalties and interest. You could end up owing more than $10,000 in that time. Have you ever tried to pay off a debt of $10,000 while having to carry your other expenses? It's tough. The sad thing is, most of us play a cash flow game and overspend by much more than that $25 a week and end up in dire straits. You'll be able to track many of your expenses just by looking at the past 3 months of bank statements and credit card statements. Try to identify each and every charge that appears on those statements. If you're like me, you'll be able to remember and identify about 35% of them. The rest have slipped your mind and you have no idea what you spent that money on. Be warned, you will be surprised and shocked by the truth. But the good news is, it'll be harder to lie yourself the next time you ask, "Can I afford that?" This is Sandra Rinomato. Thanks for listening, and remember to join me again next month for another Realty Savvy podcast right here in Focal Point E-News.